the claim the U.S. has the highest taxes in the world. Reality check verdict: the total amount of tax raised by the United States as a proportion of the size of its economy is not the highest in the world. It also does not have the highest rates of taxes on households. By one measure, it does have the highest rate of corporation tax. At a rally in Ohio on Tuesday, President Trump claimed that the U.S. had the highest taxes in the world. A broad measure of the level of taxes is to look at the total amount of tax taken by the government as a percentage of the amount produced by the economy (GDP). The U.S. is clearly not at the top of this list based on figures from the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development (OECD). In 2015, the U.S. tax take came in at 26.4% of GDP, well below countries such as Italy at 43.3%, France at 45.5%, and Denmark at 46.6%. So, for overall tax, the U.S. is certainly not the highest. It may be that President Trump was referring to specific taxes. Looking at taxes on individuals, Pew Research looked into tax levels in the U.S. last year and considered the tax rates paid by various types of households with different levels of incomes. It found that U.S. tax bills were below average for developed nations. For high earners, PricewaterhouseCoopers did some research in 2014, which looked at the G20 countries, and found that someone earning $400,000 $240,000 in Italy would take home the smallest proportion of their earnings, with the U.S. coming 8th on the list. For the 2017 tax year, the top rate of income tax was 39.6%, affecting single taxpayers whose income exceeds $418,400, or $470,700 for married taxpayers filing jointly. If you look at this list of top tax rates from KPMG, Sweden comes out on top at 61.85%. Turning to corporation tax, the corresponding list from KPMG does put the highest rate for the U.S. at the top, that is 35% federal corporate income tax plus state taxes, with only the United Arab Emirates having a higher rate, which appears to be charged only to foreign oil companies. The U.S. Congress also did a comparison, which found that the U.S. had the highest statutory corporate tax rate in the G20, although looking at the levels companies were actually paying, the U.S. was third on the list of average corporate tax rates and fourth on the list of effective corporate tax rates. Read more from Reality Check. Follow us on Twitter.